afternoon, everyone. I'm Mr. Simon Shukai. Today, we'll be solving May-June 2021. Okay, I'm solving these for my Paragon students, LGS Paragon. Okay, especially for some of the students who requested me to solve this paper step by step so that they can do along as I'm doing. So I'll do it really slowly and you are going to follow me step by step. I'm going to mention the steps in my video as well. So you can pause, do the step, come to the next point, pause, and you'll keep on doing so. Okay. We'll try to do multiple papers this way so that web authoring is no longer an issue for you. Okay. Create a new Word document. Basically, this is the evidence document that we want. Okay. Image and editing. Create a new folder called this. Look at the following files. So let me just close all the unnecessary files that I have over here right now. So this is the folder that I have. Okay. These are the necessary files that I need. Okay. Open the file this in a graphic package, crop the image so that all of the diver is visible and it is 1600 pixels wide by 3000 pixels high. Okay. Right. So I'm going to name it as step 1. So what we'll do is we're going to open the divers.jpg. As you can see this over here. We are going to open this in a suitable graphic software for which we are using Adobe Photoshop CS6. We will read the question once again so that it's clear, and I'll try to zoom in a bit more. So after opening, crop the image so that all of the diver is visible, and it is 1600 by 3000. Okay, and it's 1600 by 3000 pixels high. So I'll simply come here. I'm going to select crop option, and it's supposed to be width into height. So the width is supposed to be 1600 and 3000. Right? So all of the diver is actually visible over here while we are in exactly the center. I'll press enter so that we have actually cropped this. Crop it. Right? Save the image in the folder as a PNG format and name it as diver/candidate number. So we'll make sure that we save this as. We can save it for web, and we have to save it as a PNG. So I can select from here is a PNG. And there we go. And now we have to be in exactly the same folder. So I've not actually saved it. And by which name? By this particular name, .png. Should have your candidate number and your center number. I'm just saving it in just a generic file form. So we have saved this as well. Right? So we did the first point, step number 1. I would call this the step number 2. Display the content of this folder showing your folder name, all files and file extensions. So you need to display this in this form so that you can see the folder name, the extensions, okay, and the file size. And you can take a screenshot of this and place it in the evidence document. I will call it point number 3. So we've done this. Okay. Take a screenshot of the folder and place in evidence document. Done that. Task 3, web page. You're going to create a web page and a style sheet to show the examples of underwater macro photography. The web page and the style sheet must work in any browser. All color codes except those provided in your source file must be in hexadecimal. Make sure when we talk about hexadecimal, we tend to talk about color codes such as E0, 7, or AC0. These tend to be the hexadecimal in case we have a problem. Make sure that your style sheet contains no HTML, which means our style sheet should not be embedded within HTML. It should be a separate file as .css. Make your HTML and style sheet as efficient as possible. Create a web page called ump.htm. So I'll create is a new page. I will save it as in the same folder. Now, again, I have to go all the way back because I have a particular folder where I'm saving all this. So here we go. Right. Yes. And we have to save it as ump.htm. Right? I'll come to the design part. This web page must be created using a single table. And so we have to make a single table, not multiple tables. That's an important point. Okay, single table. And work in all browsers. Okay, Chrome is the best one to check. If it works in Chrome, it will. The table must be 90% of the browser window. So we're going to make a table, and it will be 90% of the browser window. Will take care of this. So the table that we're going to create, I'll just have to zoom out. So we have the following table. Each table cell is identified with a letter. Some dimensions are shown. These must be set as percentage values and not in pixels. That's really important. They all have to be in percentage, not in pixels. The cell content shown in the diagram must not appear on your web page. So we don't have to write the letters over here. Obviously, this point has appeared multiple times, so I'm sure most of you are aware of this point. And the table borders must not appear, which means the table borders eventually will have a table border equal to 0 and not equal to 1 or any other number. So we're going to create a table which will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows and 1, 2, 3 columns. So 6 rows and 3 columns. Let's create one. I'll click on the table and we're going to create 6 rows and 3 columns. And I'm going to select the following option, none of these, because these actually tend to be the header. Header on the left, header at the top, or header in the left at the top. We don't want that. We just want none. We don't want a header. Cell padding and cell spacing has not been defined. The border thickness is supposed to be 0. We'll just do it right now. And the table width is supposed to be 90% as defined over here. And I'll press OK. So here we go. I can extend this bit for my own. Okay, well, I won't do it right now. Let me just leave it. So what we'll do is we are going to merge the first row as it's merged over here. I'm going to merge the last row like this one as defined over here. This one and this one. I'm going to merge these cells so that I can create D. So from here to here, I'm going to merge this as well. So I have the following. Now we have to define the height of this. It's 15%. Remember that the width of the entire table is 90%, which has already been defined. So the height of cell A has to be 15%. What I can do is, in this particular case, in percentage, I can actually define 15% here, and I could actually press enter. Usually, I tell my students that you're supposed to go in the coding and do it over there in case of pixels. Okay, just to be careful, because at times it doesn't show up over here and it might create a problem. So just to be on the safe side, it's better to do it in the coding. But this percent thing works over here perfectly fine. B is supposed to be 30, width, height 20. B is supposed to be width 30, I'm trying to do it as slow as possible so that everyone can catch with me. And the height is going to be 20%. And I'll press enter. C, width, 30%. Press enter. D, width 40%. H, height 10%. Sorry, E, height 10%. That's E. G, height 20%. You just have to be careful that you're doing it exactly in the cell required. I, height 10%. K, height 25%. Done this one as well. So I'm going to have a look at the coding as well once more to see whatever I wanted to do has been done or not. The width table has been defined. The height has been defined. The width has been defined. All has been defined the way I want them to be defined as. If I preview this in the browser window, obviously I'll not be able to see it exactly. So I'll just make the border so that I can see what's happening. I'll change it to 0 again. So, okay, we have defined this accordingly. Let's proceed further. Place in cell, I'll zoom in again. A in cell A, we have to place is banner.jpg. So in A, we'll be placing is the banner file. And we can have the alternate text as banner. Okay. So just continue. Don't worry about the fact that how is it appearing. Okay, just keep on inserting it. B, the image UMP1. So in B, you just need to remember what was B. B was this one. So in B, you have to have UMP1. So in B, okay. In C, I'm going to have UMP2. So C again, so that I've had confusion, was right in front of us. So UMP2. You see the size is quite abnormal, but we'll just take care of it afterwards. D, the image dive that you just saved in step 1. So over here, we're going to have is this one that we just saved, right? G, the image UMP3, and G is supposed to be G, this one. H, UMP4, and H is supposed to be this one. You can even, exactly, you can zoom out or zoom in. That's your H. right? Place, okay, so we insert this place inline style attributes into HTML so that each image fits the width of the table cell with its aspect ratio maintained. Now, this point is very interesting, by the way. Now, you can see over here is obviously I have zoomed out a lot, but the size of the images is too big and it's distorting the entire web page of mine. So you can see over here is what I need to do is I just need to make sure that I have to put an inline style over here in every image that I have one by one. That will define, I will not define the width and the, so because the question says is place an inline attribute into HTML so that each image fits the width of the table cell. So since this is inside this cell, all I need to do is I just need to define this as width is equals to 100%. And I can just get rid of the height in pixels. I don't need that. So I'll just copy this 100% so that I can use it everywhere I want to. Sorry. See, so here I will do it here as well. In fact, you know what? I'll just copy this entire thing so that I can save a lot of time. There we go. Control V. Same for this. I just want the width to be 100% off the cell. I want the width to be 100% off the cell. I want the width of the image to be 100% off this particular cell. I want the width of this to be 100% of the cell where it's being placed. So if I come back and let me just zoom to the normal size. This is eventually is where I end. And you can see is the images exactly fit into the table cells the way I want it. I hope this point is clear. I repeat again, inline styles actually mean that you have to place coding HTML tags within the existing tags over here so that you can make the images fit within the cell. And since the cells were being represented in percentages, I wanted the images to appear 100% of their size within each cell. So I typed over there width is equals to 100%. Let's proceed further. Place in cell E the text is. We just, if I had a hard copy, obviously it's better for you and you. So place in cell E the text sponge. I'll just check this again. In cell A, B. So we placed A, B, C, fine. So A, B, C, we did right. This was A, this was B, this was C. After that, we were not supposed to, I was not supposed to, I'm so sorry, ABC. Then we were supposed to place it in ABC, DGH. So D, GH. So EF was supposed to be left empty. Okay, no problem. All I can do is I can simply drag this over here, one step down, and I can drag this over one step down. Okay, right? And we're supposed to have the text E and E. Sponge the following text. Here we go. Control V. And then for text, this in F. Okay. F. Supposed to have this, right? And then we're supposed to have I. That's your I. Below G. And J, we're supposed to have yields. Apply H1 to all of the text. Okay, so I'll select this. I'm going to make it H1. I'm going to make this H1. Right? Place in cell K the contents of the file this. So K was what? The last one. Display these text as 3 paragraph. Okay, let me see what the question says. Add as a 4th paragraph, as the text has 3 paragraphs. So I can have this as another paragraph. Okay, 2 paragraphs, right? And then they're saying is add a 4th paragraph, the text. Apply H1 style to cell K. So below this, I'll have this. And I'm going to apply H2. Right? Attach the style sheet this to the web page. Right? I'll just save all. Point number 8. Open and edit the following style sheet. Center align all the tables within the browser window. So if we make the margin left as auto and margin right as auto, in that particular case, we will be aligning it in the center. Okay, that's the way we align a table to the center. Set the background of the web page so that it has a color with a blue component of, okay, so the background should be RGB. So RGB 6F EA D6. We'll do that. So we'll create a new tag body, and we're going to set the background color of this to 6F EA (6F EA D6). Okay. Set the font for styles H1 and H2 so that the browser selects the display the font domino regular. If the font is not available, the browser selects the display the font domino. If neither of the fonts are available, the browser should display default serif font. Set this font as black. So H1 and H2. So we don't have H1 and H2 right now, so we'll define it ourselves. supposed to be black. And it's not available, so I'll come to the edit. Should be here. Okay, it's okay. If it's not present, we'll just type it ourselves. Set this one to domino regular. If this font is not available, so we'll simply do is I'll just cancel this. I'll just edit myself. Apply. So we're going to have this over here this way, and it's supposed to be default serif. So default will be serif, and this is supposed to be and right. And the same way, we are going to define as h2. So the best way is I can simply copy this, and you can just write over here is h2. Okay. So we have the font Domino's regular. If it's not available with Domino, and then if they both are not available, then we'll have is serif font. Set H1 so that its text is center line with 24. Okay. It's 24. And it's center. And H2 is fully justified with 16 point. A2 is basically justified, and the size is 16, and both are black. Right? Then this point, then this point, and then this point. Right. Add your name, send number, and candidate number as a comment at the start of the style sheet. So as a comment. So the style sheet that I have over here, I'm just going to add over here is a comment. Right? Save the style sheet. Save this. There we go. This is what we have till now. Border, I remember, we had to make it 0. Okay, what else? Take a screenshot to the file name and all the contents of your style sheet. Place in the screenshot evidence, make sure that the contents of your style sheet are read. Display the webpage browser if necessary, resize so that all page can be seen, text and address bar is visible. Okay, so we are going to actually review this in the browser. This is what I have. Okay, as you can see, it's perfectly being displayed. The size of this, as you could see over here is, it was not of the actual size over here. What you see is not what you get all the time. So you just have to preview this in the browser and see how it's going. Okay. I can press over here is control minus, but it won't. So let's. All page can be seen, all text. Okay. All text can be read and the address bar. So we can over here take two screenshots, one from here to here and one from here to here, and we'll place it in the evidence document, right? And we'll also place this coding in the evidence document and the style sheet as well, as they've asked us to do so. Okay, so this was your web authoring part. See you till the next lecture with the Excel part.